I'd like to thank my colleague from Massachusetts for yielding me the time. I'd also like to thank my colleague from Arizona, Mr. Franks, who is here as well, for his diligent and important work on this bill. It's been a pleasure to work with him and to see him gather his fellow colleagues to support an extremely important piece of legislation. Mr. Speaker, this bipartisan bill would award the Congressional Gold Medal to Israel's President Shimon Peres in honor of his pivotal role in forging the strong and unbreakable bond between the United States and Israel. The Congressional Gold Medal is one of the highest civilian honors. It's not lightly conferred or frequently granted. And President Peres is most deserving of this extraordinary recognition. During my last trip to Israel, I had the distinct honor of spending some time with President Peres. What impressed me most about the president was that even at 90 years of age, he is as committed to peace and his beloved Israel as never before. During the time that I and my colleagues had spent with President Peres, particularly as someone who was at that point not even a year into his first term in Congress, the opportunity to listen to Mr. Peres's words of wisdom and counsel over his decades of service was a true gift. Over his tenure in public life, it is Israel's future that has always lit his way. Throughout our travels in the country, we met with politicians, young and old. We visited sites from Jerusalem to Ramallah to the Golan and the Dead Sea. And at each historic site, every meeting, every church or shrine was a poignant reminder that without the courage and strength of leaders like President Peres, Israel's story would be very different than it is today. A few days ago, we celebrated Israel's 66th Independence Day, when we are also in the midst of Jewish American Heritage Month. Awarding the Congressional Gold Medal to Shimon Peres is a timely and fitting acknowledgement of a man whose influence has touched so many lives in Israel, across the Middle East, and around the world. Mr. Speaker, I urge that my colleagues support this bill. I yield back the balance of my time, and I have a list